Hello again, this is Shell, also known as the Purple Gimp, and this is day 1, part 2 of my disability diary. So I still have a giant purple butterfly on my face, as you can see, and I got that yesterday at the Portland Rose Festival with my family, and it represents the Lupus butterfly. I have lupus, uh, which is an autoimmune disease that causes your body to turn against itself and attack healthy tissue. Uh, I also have Sjogren's disease, which is a similar autoimmune disease and a particularly aggressive form of rheumatoid arthritis, or the same. And moving on down the line, I have severe endometriosis. I've had a complete hysterectomy um, with a little piece of an ovary left, so I don't have to be on chemical estrogen therapy. I still have endometriosis all over the back of my bladder, and I've had bladder resuspension surgery already for it. But you kind of need one of those, so they frown on removing them. So trying to hang on to that. I also have severe intestinal damage from an accident during a surgery in '92. I've had half a dozen abdominal surgeries trying to correct the damage. About a 6-inch section of my intestines continues to grow to my pelvic wall. For those of you not down with the anatomy, just imagine the wall of your abdomen or your stomach, if you will, and a large section of my intestines grows to that inside wall and kind of gets super glued there, choking off my intestines. So the last surgery was about 12 hours with 3 teams of doctors and one long will written out beforehand. And I told the doctors that if it didn't work, that was their last shot. And it didn't work. And I refused to be gutted like a fish again. So it's been almost 10 years. And eventually it will get to the point where I'll be forced to have surgery again to take care of the issue before the intestine gets strangled off completely. My stomach swells to the point that I look like I'm about 8 months pregnant. I vomit a lot. Most recently, during the probably worst flare-up I've ever had, I vomited for so many weeks at a time that I cracked some ribs. I have trouble getting hungry. When I do eat, my stomach swells and hurts. Uh, you know, imagine that little chest burster from Aliens, and you have a decent idea of what it feels like a lot of the times. And, that's just my stomach. The lupus, Sjogren's, and rheumatoid arthritis make sure that everything in between hurts 24 hours a day. There's literally not a moment that goes by that my body is not racked with pain. The autoimmune diseases are causing nodules or lumps to grow on the joints all over my body. I've got 5 on the left foot and 3 on the right foot, and every step that I take feels like I'm walking on broken glass. It's an exercise in masochism indeed, just to walk from the bedroom to the bathroom, because I have to force myself to hurt myself just to move. And that's not just my feet, but my legs, my hips, my shoulders, my arms. Pretty much everything from the neck down is constantly racked with pain. Even just the act of lifting my hand and scratching my cheek hurts. It takes a lot just to maintain the appearance of normal for my family, because they were already on such a tremendous amount of under such a tremendous amount of stress, living with and loving somebody that's chronically ill. And so crossing the legs, and that hurts really bad. But it doesn't do any good to let on to people how much pain that you're really in when they can't do anything to help you. And so you find yourself holding a lot back, because it's not fair to burden more than you already do those that love you and worry about you. And of course, the unfortunate side effect of that is you end up just filling up with so much pain and rage and sadness and frustration and loneliness, with absolutely no outlet for it. And that's definitely not a good place to be. Until this last flare-up, I tried to devote as much of the energy that I could spare to volunteer causes, working with and writing for other patients that are going through the same thing, and helping them understand that they're still vital and beautiful and strong and passionate, and still worthy. And I found such a tremendous amount of peace and satisfaction in giving of myself to other patients, and connecting with them, and getting so much in return from these experiences and exchanges. And when this flare-up reared its ugly head 7 or so weeks ago, it was just a baseball upside the head. I was too sick to, even sit down and write an email. It took everything I had just to function from 1 hour to the next. And I thought that I was finally seeing the light at the end of the tunnel after 5 different doctors trying to find one that gave a crap enough to want to treat my diseases and to treat me like a human being. I found a good doctor, and he prescribed me an intravenous biological medicine called Rheumatoid, and to the tune of $2,000 a month. And I finally get approved for it, and I'm getting my hopes up that there's hope and that maybe I'll have a future with my family and something in my life besides the constant agony and howling nerve pain and the Sjogren's disease is causing my teeth to snap off and break and causing the bones in my jaw to deteriorate very rapidly. And as a result, I have got bone marrow infections in my face and about $20,000 or $30,000 worth of work that our dental insurance won't cover because they consider dental reconstruction and implants to be cosmetic, even though they're caused by a medical condition. And even though I could die if I get a bone marrow infection severe enough to cross the blood-brain barrier, and even though I was just days away from pushing up daisies the last time I had a bone marrow infection, nobody will do anything to treat it. And so the situation has deteriorated to the point that now when I have an opportunity to try and get well, I've got a face full of infection again, and this new medication, Remicade, happens to make you prone to serious infections when you take it. And so now we're at a glorious impasse because I can't start the medication with a face full of infection, and I can't get the infection treated because our insurance won't cover it. So, go team. Yeah, I guess that about sums it up. All I can do is keep fighting. But I tell you what, I'm mighty tired. I'm really worn out. And hope is so very cruel. All I can say is if you're out there and you're watching this and you're sick too, just know that you're not alone. Sometimes that's all we've got is each other. And we're here. And we're here right now. And we're alive right now. And that's good. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being. quiet blessings to everyone. Till next time, one day at a time. Peace.